I'm Bob Hallmark in studio in Longview today. I come to you with sad news actually today that we marked the passing of a remarkable woman who did lots of work here in the Longview area, a cancer patient who at stage 4 cancer was still working as an advocate for other cancer patients. Her name was Marissa Ward. We're going to show you some pictures here. She was a tireless worker and advocate for people who had suffered cancer themselves. She found through her experience and her journey being treated for cancer that there was a lot of expense involved. There were travel expenses, hotels, the medical bills. How would somebody and their families deal with something like this? So she decided to help, and she created a organization called Crowned with Goodness, which actually did a lot to help cancer patients with those issues. Now we want to talk today not so much about her passing, but about what she did with her life. And to do that, we're joined by people that knew her very well, Margot Bell and Archula Richardson. Ladies, thank you for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Margot, let's talk with you first about this. You knew Marissa, I guess, pretty well because she was somebody who actually was in connection with you with a youth program. What about her character? What was it about her that I guess was very special about her?
She was very unique in that she was very passionate about what she did with youth. She was very one-on-one, embracing, and went beyond just being the director of the program, but also being almost like a surrogate parent.
Okay, so it's very much that way.
Yes.
Now, Archula, you had actually worked with her in connection with her organization. She had a passion about her.
She did.
And I'm guessing that was what was very, very evident, and it was evident to me when I met her, is that she had a drive and a passion about what she did. Is that the way it struck you?
She had a drive and a passion, and she was very dedicated to whatever she started, she wanted to finish. When, as far as the Crowned with Goodness, when she saw when she went through it herself, as far as having to travel out of town, having to find a hotel, first you got to find people to take you down there because you can't always drive yourself. She looked at every little aspect of being in that situation, of being diagnosed with cancer. She looked at every little aspect of it, and she wanted to touch and be able to have an impact on every little intricate part.
Okay.
So,
now, Ms. Bell, when it comes to your youth organization, I guess explain a little bit about this. You actually, she was a director, I guess, at the beginning of this youth organization that you had?
So I'm actually a retired pediatrician, and I moved back to Gladewater from Chicago. I retired, and so that I could take care of my mom. And in Gladewater, I saw that there was a need, and so we created a youth program. And I was looking for the right person, and when I met her, she was the right person. And so she took on the role of becoming the director of the program, in which we developed different aspects for the program, such as financial literacy, kind of a healthy aspect to the program, and just teaching the kids and giving them experiences kind of within the community, like going to the museum and things like that.
She interacted well with the
Oh,
kids?
she was great. They loved her. Yeah, and and when she didn't return because she got ill, the next year, they all wondered where Miss Marissa was. So, yeah.
Okay. So she was obviously very well thought of there.
She was.
Okay. That's not all that she was into. Now, you know, we say these two things that I just mentioned right now, the Crowned with Goodness and the youth program. But you said that this goes back a little farther. She was an advocate in many ways.
She was an advocate in many ways. I'll never forget when she ran for city council. She was advocating for the community. She also advocated for the rights of others. She was very passionate about that. Mm-hmm. If you did have a problem and you went to Marissa, she's not going to tell you, well, just go ahead and go with the program. Whatever they said is the answer. She would tell you, never accept no.
All right, so she was very much that way.
Yeah.
Now I know it's a sad day for us to come together here because we're talking about her passing. I know I had spoken to her only 2 weeks ago, and she still had that fight inside her. She still had plans for the future. You know, unfortunately, as we've seen so many times before, sometimes, you know, you fight as hard as you can, but the body just will not allow you to go on any further. But her legacy remains. Her legacy is one of tenacity, one of somebody who wants to keep going and keep helping others. Is that the way you would like people to remember her?
We call her the Princess Warrior.
The Princess Warrior.
Yes.
AKA the Queen Warrior.
Yes. And I mean, it was her plan to actually write a book about her journey as the Princess
Warrior.
Mm-hmm. So yes, tenacity is a great word.
Marissa was such an advocate for everything, but especially for cancer patients towards, you know, the end. I feel like she was fighting not just for herself, but she was fighting because what she was doing is she was giving hope for everybody else who had cancer. How can you yourself be so hopeless when you see somebody else already where you may end up being, which she started out at stage 4. People start there. People is, you know, don't even last as long as she did, which was, you know, a couple of years even after that. Mm-hmm. I feel like her fight was really she was fighting for herself, but she was really fighting for everybody else to give them hope. The day that she did the Pamper Me Day for the cancer patients in Gladewater, that was just going to be the first of many.
She did, yes.
That was going to be the first of many. She got lots of other people to come out and support. Had a barber there. She had a counselor there. Mm-hmm. She had someone else catered the food for us. Other people donated items to be given to the cancer patients there,
and also gave them funds.
And also give them funds and everything. And that was the first time, but she didn't want that to be the last time. She wanted that to be something that they would be doing annually.
Right.
Yeah, as I understand it, when I talked to her, she had talked numerous times about how, you know, she would make deals. She would try to find out, you know, where can I get a hotel room? You know, she would. She didn't just stop at, you know, let's just do a fundraiser. She actually made calls to say, you know, how can we get deals?
She made calls and acted as a legal advocate for cancer patients to be able to afford to stay. You know, because that's a worry and a concern. When you're concerned about your health, but then you start worrying about the financial part of it, and it makes it a little bit worse. And so when you don't have that burden, it's relief.
So her brightness will just shine forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And we'll have much more on this story tonight on KLTV 7 News for KLTV WebXtra. I'm Bob Hallmark.